Hey ladies, it's Syddin from Syddin here, Pretty here, back with another video, and I have a very, well, hold on, let me redo my intro. Hey ladies, it's Syddin from Syddin Pretty here, reinforcing the fundamentals of hair care, and I have a pretty requested video, an exciting video today that I honestly didn't really plan on doing on my channel, just for the fact that this process for me is pretty intense process for me, so I can't guarantee you all that this is going to be extremely detailed as far as the visuals go, but I would definitely give a thorough explanation. So today I'm going to be showing you all how I self-relax. If you aren't familiar with my hair journey in general, make sure you check out my playlist called My Hair Journey. And if you aren't familiar with my Relax Hair Salon horror story, then make sure you check that out. I got a video about that too. Now, I want to start off by saying I am a professional hairstylist. However, I did not specialize in relaxers at all. I specialize in silk presses and sewing weaves, wigs, other forms of extensions. Because of that, when I decided to go back to a relaxer, I did not intend on doing it myself. However, after taking about a month or two of researching a stylist in my area to do a proper relaxer on me, the stylist that I found, unfortunately, it was not good, y'all. I was living on the West Coast, and in Las Vegas in particular, good hairstylists are hard to find, especially when it comes to textured hair care. So I am 100% getting my hair relaxed. The only thing that I've been contemplating this for a long time. The only thing that has kept me from doing it, I would say, is the fact that, again, I always say this, but I only have had one hairstylist in my life apply a relaxer to my head besides my mother or my grandmother. I don't trust my mom to put a relaxer in my head, to be honest, now that I care about my hair. It's not that she's ever messed it up, but I would not do that. And unfortunately, my previous hairstylist lives in Atlanta, so it's like, that's just, although I would travel just to get a relaxer, it's not necessarily realistic for me right now. And it's just like, it's such a serious thing. That experience definitely left me with a botched relaxer, and I was already one to not trust people in my head, but that made me like never again trust somebody in my hair. So I most likely will never again go to a hairstylist. And since that day, I have been self-relaxing, and I've been doing a phenomenal job. I'm not perfect, but I'd rather me do my own hair and deal with whatever consequences, positive or negative, than spend my money to have somebody else screw my hair up. And that's just what it is. So what I like to do, typically I would section my hair right now. My relaxer process is pretty drawn out, probably compared to the average, and it's because I like to take a ton of precautions when it comes to hair in general. First off, what I like to do about at least 24 hours before, but I'm gonna be doing it the same day today, I like to base my scalp, and I typically just use regular Vaseline or hair grease. This works for me. I actually do not, I've been using one relaxer since starting, and that has been the luxury relaxer from Silk Elements from Sally's. I do not experience burning, and I'm not sure if it's because of the relaxer or because of the fact that I don't use a brush. I use the applicator kind of spatula. I believe that may be it. I also don't really apply the relaxer to my scalp. I only put it on my new growth. I do a pretty good job at that, so that may contribute to it. Also, I do base my scalp. Self-relaxing for me has been very empowering. It's been pretty successful. Not to mention, not only do I self-relax, ladies, I did my own corrective relaxer as well, and I have a video about that too. It was actually the first time I relaxed my hair. I was planning on going to another stylist to do corrective relaxer, but it just seemed like nobody was really gonna do it right. You know, a lot of hairstylists, it's not easy to find somebody who's gonna care about your hair close to how you care about it. So it is what it is. Especially, you know, in a situation with this pandemic and stuff, my hair does not do well stretched, and I can't afford to not know how to do my own hair. Basing my scalp right now, and after I base, I'm going to wet it and put some conditioner in it. I would normally use the Honey Shield from I think it's Mazzani, but unfortunately before I moved and relocated back to the South, I threw it away and I don't have it right now. So I'm just gonna start with conditioner, and then when I come back, I will put some of the Honey Shield on if I can get it. So I am about 12 weeks post relaxer, and this is not intentional at all. I just, like I said, moved, and I just kind of have been procrastinating relaxing my own hair. I don't purposely stretch. Prior to that, I was on like a 16-week stretch or something crazy. Again, that was unintentional. How that ended up happening was, I told y'all, since I've been doing my own relaxers, I have done my relaxers in sections. One time I attempted to do my relaxer without being in sections, and my hair was like under processed and a mess all over the place. So that left me with a ton of new growth, and I'll insert a picture of that. So I've never intentionally stretched, but with the long stretches that I've experienced, I would never intentionally stretch my hair. I know there's a lot of advice on there on keeping your new growth moisturized so it doesn't break and all this, but I don't have the patience to deal with my new growth. That's why I went back to a relaxer. And for prior to me going natural, I had been relaxed and had no negative experiences getting my hair relaxed every 8 weeks. So I don't believe stretching is necessary to have a healthy, relaxed hair. If you're somebody who has like your growth rate is just extremely slow to where your new growth really ain't coming in like that. But if you have enough new growth to where you can see it and you can avoid overlapping, I personally and professionally don't believe that you have to stretch to have healthy, relaxed hair. And you know, it's interesting because I already told y'all I don't like movements and I don't like communities, because I can see as I'm starting to kind of involve myself in the relaxed hair community online, it's starting to feel a little bit like the natural hair movement. All these rules and all this stuff, you have to do this and you gotta do that. And everybody's head is different, everybody's lifestyle is different, and there's no one size fits all hair care routine or hair, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are certain fundamentals, that's why I say reinforcing the fundamentals of hair care that we all must follow. But outside of that, hair care is not black and white. And I just wanna let that distinction be made. So don't let no relaxed hair bullies try to pull a natural hair movement on you and police your stretching and when you do your own touch-up. And you know, for y'all wondering like what my natural hair type is, I have extremely kinky hair. It's not the kinkiest, but it's very kinky. And you know, I notice a lot of people with looser textured hair will try to place certain rules on us who have kinky hair, but the fact of the matter is our hair is harder to manage, okay? It is what it is. That's not a negative thing, it's just actual factuals. And everybody cannot stretch that long without their hair breaking out. everybody does not have a healthier response from stretching. It might be okay, but that doesn't mean that their hair would do bad from touching up sooner. So for me, I would say 12 weeks is the absolute longest, which is where I'm at right now. But I prefer to be around 9 to 10 weeks. That's my sweet spot. Now, the reason I am basing my scalp right now is because I don't want this water that I'm about to mist on my hair to hit my pores, okay? Because we know that when your pores get wet, they open up, and that will make your hair burn like a mug. It's just not conducive for relaxing. So that's why before you do this air dry method, you want to make sure, if you choose to do my method, what works for me, you want to copy my relaxing routine. You want to make sure that you base your scalp first. Base the scalp first. And like I said, I usually like to do this at least 24 hours before, so my hair is like completely dry. You can wet your hair in the shower and do it that way. I've done it that way, but make sure you give yourself a lot of time in advance before you relax, like days. Or you can just simply use a spray bottle and mist the hair. Now this is my first time self-relaxing without having a medicine cabinet, so this is gonna be different, but I'm gonna make sure I go to the store and get me a mirror. I highly recommend, if you have a medicine cabinet, definitely use it for this process. So my first section is done. I'm gonna slightly finger detangle because I haven't brushed my hair today. Finish the rest of my hair and then I'll show y'all exactly, I guess, how I missed it and put the conditioner on. Okay, so I've done the front quadrants of my hair, and now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the back. Okay, so at this point, I'm like 75–80% done basing the scalp, and I am excited. And y'all, I just want to say this, like, if you look into my relaxing story and you know, like, basically how it went, my hair is doing very well, and I'm very grateful to have come this far, because I thought I was gonna have a major setback to the point where, you know, I was about to have to cut off so much hair. But gratefully, I was prepared to take that step in order to do what was best for my hair. And I think me accepting what it was and being willing to make the necessary changes to get my hair back on track, and also, you know, prayer and stuff like that, and knowing what I know about hair really helped me to be able to turn that setback around. And you know, these are the types of things I teach in my 5 Keys guide. I teach in the Growentine challenge how to prepare for the challenges that may come, how to handle the challenges, and how to move forward after encountering those challenges. So if you haven't already got my 40-day hair growth challenge Growentine, make sure you do that today so that you will know everything you need to know to never have a bad hair day again. And get the 5 Keys guide to help address all of the mental blockages that are keeping you from reaching your hair goals. So what I like to do, y'all, ever since I had that whole relaxer setback, I really love to check and make sure the hairs that have fallen out of my scalp are shed hairs and not broken hairs. And basically, you can tell when there are follicles that they are shed and not broken off. So this is about how much new growth I have. It's about a little bit over, it's about an inch, it's about 2 inches. Now I'm about to just detangle. And this Vaseline is gonna help me do that. Really want to make sure you give it a good detangle before you relax. That way you won't be all freaking out when all the hair is coming out in this thing. So I'm just using whatever is under this cabinet. This is some Nourish and Strengthen leave-in conditioner. This is what I'm going to use just in case I get to that store and there is no of that miracle. You want to do your best to avoid the scalp, but if you can't, it's not a huge deal if you give it at least 24 hours. You just want to make sure your hair has time to dry. Ooh, this little sprayer. Got that thing wet, boy. Got that thing wet. So this is basically part 1. I have like a 3-step relax and wash day process. Part 1, basing the hair and protecting the new growth. So we're gonna put this on. Avoiding the new growth. So I'm gonna start about right here. And the thing is, I don't relax my hair long. I might leave it on for about 18 minutes max. So what happens is, even if it does overlap a tad bit, it's not a huge deal because it'll only end up processing for like 2 more minutes. Because I start about right here, and then I go up on the closest to the scalp, and then I break it down when I'm smoothing out. See, if you notice, one thing you'll notice about just how I don't leave my relaxer on too long, and the front of my hair is actually like looser like most people, so there's still quite a lot of texture up in this area. So getting a little tiny bit of relaxer on there in conjunction with all the necessary precautions I take is not no big deal. For the haters, for the haters. And see, your new growth will like rise up. That's why I just kind of like wipe down, just like that. That's how I basically find the distinction. Now, because I relax in sections, I'm gonna also make sure that I address this part. So you can notice there's still a lot of texture up in my hair. So a little tiny bit of relaxer, y'all. Not gonna hurt nobody. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. And you know, another reason you want to make sure that you do it this way with the whole putting the conditioner on there while it's wet is because when your hair is wet, it'll absorb the conditioner. So when it dries, the conditioner would have already been in the hair. This spray bottle, see, this spray bottle is actually way stronger than need be, and it's soaking the hair. So I would recommend you do more of a mist. This might bottle ridiculous, yo. It's like getting my hair wet, which is why I said I might have to do this tomorrow. And honestly, the Honey Shield is about the texture of this stuff, so I most likely won't buy it. It's literally just like a fancy conditioner. The first time I did this, I wasn't using the Honey Shield, so it's not no huge deal. Especially get my little hairline, because they be more susceptible to breakage. You want to make sure I spritz these roots, because you just want to go just like that. Let that new growth rise up. And you can simply just comb it through. Make sure each strand is evenly coated. Now I'm not spraying as hard. This is about how wet you want it to be, not soaked how you see me doing. This is about how you want it to be.
Why is it wet?
I'm gonna make it weird.
If you're doing your hair, it's not supposed to be wet.
Now I do have some areas that I'll be correcting here. I've been doing that with each relaxer. Like this one is one. And I'll still be putting conditioner on it just to kind of slow the process of that area. I just won't put too much. So like here is pretty good. This is this area near the shaft. So I'll kind of put conditioner on there, but not too much so it'll penetrate. This is one area I'll be correcting. And this one too, just a little tad bit. But because they're pretty good, I'm gonna still put conditioner. This may be another area that I get. Here, it's just finished. All of this is literally due to a botched virgin relaxer at a professional, which is why even as a professional hairstylist, I think, you know, it would be wise for a lot of clients to still learn how to do their own hair, because going to a professional, even going to somebody whose social media is popping and seems to, you know, have a lot of success rate, that doesn't mean yours is gonna come out the best or come out the same. You're gambling every time. So I enjoy doing my own hair. Here's another one of those areas down here, so I'll be correcting that as well. And then at this point, I think after this relaxer, all of that situation will be fixed. And that took me about 3 relaxers to correct. I didn't want to do it all at once because I didn't want to stress myself out or my hair. I'm going to still put some conditioner on this area, just not as much. Yeah, this is the perfect amount of dampness. This is how it should look, not like the front. This is how damp it should be because you see that new growth came right up. This side was the worst side, so that's why you see in a lot of areas that need to be corrected. This product literally smells just like that Honey Shield. I might end up buying that instead. All right, now I'm gonna just go under a little bit. And that is the completion of step 1 in my relaxer touch-up routine. This way I'm gonna comb it through and I'm gonna walk around and let it air dry. If it dries pretty well in the next, say 3-4 hours, to the point where it's completely dry, I'm gonna go ahead and relax it. If I feel weird about it, I'll do it tomorrow. This is much more normal than when I first got it done. Now I'm gonna take out to the store with me.